With the blast shield down, I can't even see. How am I supposed to fight?
Your eyes can deceive you. Don't trust them.
Beautiful.
I call it luck.
In my experience, there's no such thing as luck.
I think the reason the Wii Fit didn't catch on, short of the fact we were all sure it was just measuring our weight, so following Nintendo's hostile takeover, they'd know the minimum amount of food to keep us alive but still subservient. It didn't make you do any fucking exercise. In its place, we now have Beat Saber. I mean, fuck me, the developers at hyperbolic magnetism. I mean, this is sort of a thing. Have such a serious interest in keeping the population fit, you'd think they're somehow benefiting from it. I'm imagining in 20 years when all our risks delocate, Jesus Christ, as a result of carpal tunnel from doing this 100 times a minute, they'll be there picking up the literal pieces with their new game, Gentle Rotate. Oh, and I can just feel that all the way down. I'm wondering if you at home, yes, you, have noticed that I'm stalling here, killing time so this review actually lasts more than 2 minutes, because if you haven't noticed, this one is extremely straightforward. Okay, fine, Beat Saber is a rhythm game in the style of one of those dance pad games that I always felt really uncomfortable playing at arcades because people would always come and watch. I don't know you, fuck off! But now it's being specifically marketed for those who have a serious pathological hatred of boxes. I mean, fuck boxes, what did they ever do for me except contain everything I ever loved? So in this game, you hold 2 different coloured lightsabers and hit the corresponding colour of box at the correct angle. There's nothing to be said about it, really. It's basically the perfect game, as will attest every human being that's ever played it.
Yeah, Beat Saber's pretty good.
I thought Skyrim was alright, actually. I can't fucking see anything. Now, I know I can get a little overexcited about VR games. You've forgotten my birthday for the last time! But Beat Saber is, in my opinion, simply a flawless game. It's easier for it to achieve this over other games because it has attempted one very simple goal. But I mean, is that better? To do one thing perfectly rather than do lots of things really well? Mario did it and you all rave about that so fucking much. There are numerous theories about what ultimately makes a game really good. The one that I strongly subscribe to is game feel. This is simply whether or not a game feels good to play. Oh yeah. The first time I ever remember experiencing this was playing Bully, or as it was called in the UK, Canis Canam Edit. Because over here our marketing teams trust us to be able to pay attention past the first fucking word. Okay, so we got that one down, what else? Oh, storming through this. It worked in this game because your character felt very clunky, a little underpowered but in just the right way. So progressing in this game felt good because you felt like you were overcoming obstacles despite the game doing everything it could to stop you. Every single aspect of Beat Saber feels good. You feel absolutely unstoppable slicing through those fucking boxes like they're made of whipped cream that have somehow been molded into box-shaped pieces. The ultimate evil. This is not a simple thing to pull off and is down to the design of the game. All the movements and impacts leave convincing flashes of cascading light, making the sabers feel like nothing can stop them. So the lack of physical pushback you get, which can be a problem in VR games, is totally overcome here. Surely you wouldn't feel much pushback cutting through stuff with lightsabers, and the game only acts to further convince you of that. You are so damn powerful, you feel like that Jedi from that movie everyone inexplicably hates so much. The electro-driven soundtrack also perfectly matches the game's futuristic neon visuals, so you feel completely in tune with the music. And the added sound effects every time you slice a box makes you feel like you're actually orchestrating the game's soundtrack. I am music!
Oh no.
Someone needs to talk to these people about pacing their difficulty settings. Hard mode is like walking through the park on a summer morning. While expert difficulty is like, well, Starfleet's Admiral Anthony Haftel actually saw me finish a level on expert mode and is here to summarize it for you in his own words.
His hands were moving faster than I could see. He refused to give up. It was remarkable.
I mean, Jesus Christ, we need a middle setting here, guys, like won't break your arms or actually possible. I mean, look at this shit. To get through this, we'd need the second coming of Christ. Disco Christ. But really, in order to review this game, I felt I needed to become at least good enough at it to complete most of the levels on Expert, and at the same time, England chose to be the hottest it's been in a million years, so literally doing this bullshit on the hottest day of the year became far from a good time.
Damn you, son!
Really though, it's awesome having this extreme level of challenge. Each song on Expert is a totally different experience to the same song on Hard Mode, which gives the game many more layers than you would expect. As a result of this, finishing a level on Expert has all the excitement and ecstasy of finally beating the Capra Demon in Dark Souls, but without all the self-hatred and overwhelming feelings of inadequacy. I hate myself!
Here's a little lesson in trickery. This is going down in history.
Skyrim and Elite Dangerous are really the only VR games I've come across that actually work as a full-on single-player experience. But these are just ports. I don't for one second believe these are even close to what can be achieved with VR as a medium. Oh, now this is the real shit! Soon we will start to see large VR games being built from the ground up, because VR is going to change the world as we know it, and not in the way it's depicted in this fucking abomination of poor acting and shallow character development. We just have to get to the point where buying a VR headset isn't the choice between that or getting a fucking bungalow. Where VR has already been perfected is for playing with loads of friends. Sure, these games are loads of fun on your own. But I can have a few people over for drinks and we can take it in turns clearing rounds in Gorn or shooting robots in Space Pirates and have a simply amazing time.
Oh god!
However, Gorn and Space Pirates don't quite have the raw appeal of Beat Saber. Basically, everyone in the world with arms and legs are of the same skill in this game. It's just pure, unadulterated coordination, and there's a band name if I've ever heard one. All you gotta do is wave your arms about and you're pretty good at this game. Overall, Beat Saber is the game me and my friends always come back to, and we'll play it until our arms are about to fall off.
Oh no.
I mean, it's that or fucking Settlers of Catan. I actually, really like Settlers of Catan. Okay, so it isn't just the game's feel that makes it work so well. Beat Saber has some extremely intelligent design, which gives it a surprising level of depth considering there are only 10 songs. What I mean by this is Beat Saber currently has 3 modes of play, each of which hones different skills to prepare you for the ways of the Jedi.
You must unlearn what you have learned.
What? Are you sure? Shut up, Artin!
The first mode focuses on coordination.
Ow.
In this mode, both the colours of boxes generally stay on the sides that correspond to the sabers you're holding. So the main challenge here is being able to get both arms slashing in the right directions at the right times without getting confused.
What even is a cube?
Every song has also been expertly choreographed, so each movement flows into the next one like the developers have got some games, son. The second mode has no required swipe directions. All you gotta do is hit the right colour of block with the right colour of lightsaber. Easy. It isn't fucking easy! Somehow I find this mode the hardest because you're only tracking colours this time, and I go away hitting the colour blue more than I do those fucking cubes. It's somehow like that challenge where you have to look at the words and say the colour of the word and not the word itself, and whoever turned up to a party with that game, you're gonna love this. Finally, my favourite setting is where you just have the one lightsaber, so the only challenge here, speed motherfucker, do you speak it? This is the true Jedi setting, because normally you swing like this,
Come with me.
giving a nice, satisfying arc. And you leave yourself with the momentum to swing back in.
In a world.
In this mode, there ain't time for that shit. You have to be very controlled and precise and give lots of short slices to leave yourself with the time you need to get to the next cube. Fucking cubes! Because of this, you feel like you're really learning the ways of the Jedi. I get so immersed, I find myself spurting out nonsensical quotes from the prequel movies.
Where's my super suit?
A mode where you can take your favourite songs and make levels for them yourself is coming, but at the time of writing it isn't out yet. And since it takes me 17 years to make a video, I'm going to give my prospective opinions on what a level editor would mean for the final game. Also, all the bits in between each section of these videos are levels I've made, so you can see how well it works anyway. The only limitation to this game is the lack of songs. If a level editor were clever enough to make adding new levels into the game easy enough, then it would give the game an almost limitless appeal. I actually went to a house party last week that had Beat Saber set up in an empty part of the room, and because it's so simple and intuitive to play, everyone could get involved, and it brought so much energy and fun to the whole event. If you were to add some more well-known songs and blast them into the party through this game, well, let's just say... See, Gorn is really fun, but isn't quite as intuitive to play, and also makes the other half of the party think you're a complete psychopath.
Fuck you. Can someone give me a beer, please?
My reviews aren't really to help you decide whether or not you should get these games. I mean, go ask a games journalist. No, it's all down to your personal taste. But games are expensive, so I found a way to save you a bit of money. Welcome to Beat Fallout Saber 2. You thought blue and red sabers were enough? Customize your saber with a whole range of pointless colors. Find you actually really like boxes? Well, in this game, you've got spheres instead, because, you know, fuck spheres. And if you two are wider than what should be anatomically possible, you can enjoy the Kylo Ren saber. Oh, God. Let the games begin. Ah. Fuck. Shit. What? What happened there? It's gone all the way over there and bounced off the hill. Wait. Oh my God, this is amazing. I think I've invented a new game. But what if I went too far, I tried to play God.
Hulk smash. That was less satisfying than I thought it was going to be. Ah, it's fucking cold.
Thank you everyone so much for watching, and a special thank you to Austin Acott, Gerard, Leroy Gomez, AJ Fell, Thomas Askey, Christopher Valens, Solego, Zypher, Pandion, Joel Devlin, Lucius, Maciej Walchuk, Blake Wunderlich, Alexander Birkland, Joseph Cook-Williams, The Guy Danish, Mark Mayhew, Aaron Gallen, Loke Zundberg, Marcus Dahlstrom, Hunter Lemming, Harry Mosley, Freddie Bates, Travis Appleby, Too Mad for Me, Codec Rising, Jordan Cow, Jacob Nort, Jason Winstanley, Spencer Carhill, Eric Bull Thompson, Connor Travis Hunter, David, Ollie McGibbon, Jerry the Hero, Matt Siddle, Jonathan Montgomery, Jacob Soboleski, Nate Boulder, Firetail, Kado Genesis, Charlie Turner, Calvin Aquino, Daniel Lennon, Harry Scutt, Alice Ward, Austin Howard, George Anderson Bush, JD the Media Jack, Mike McHarg, and Trent for your extremely generous donations. Thank you so much, guys. There's so many of you now. I have to say so many names.